Hey, boys and girls, what's going on? Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael, Lee Sanders here of the RCWR show, coming at you with some breaking news for this Monday night, May 11th, 2015. I'm not sure how some of you sports fans are going to take this, especially those of you that are hardcore football fans, in particular, those of you that are fans of the New England Patriots. But it looks like this just went down within the past 2 hours. We were on top of this initially when it first came out, but I noticed when we played the video back after it was over and done with, there was a lot of lagging streaming issues. So I actually ended up switching computers. So hopefully the stream and the quality, the buffering, most importantly, is better for you guys. Feel free to comment right down below. But it looks like the New England Patriots, along with Tom Brady, they have been hit with a 1-2 punch as the league announced earlier today that quarterback Tom Brady has been suspended for 4 games. This comes to us from Yahoo Sports News. The team was also fined $1 million and will lose its 2016 first round draft pick and a fourth round pick in 2017. The league has been considering punishment since the release of investigator Ted Wells' report on Thursday. Now, for those of you that might have missed it, the Daily Show's Jon Stewart, he had a really great segment, which you can probably catch floating around here on YouTube. I saw it at the rollingstone.com website, but I mean, he ripped into Tom Brady back when they had, what was it, a week before Super Bowl or whatever, and Tom Brady was like, "Nah, nah, everything's good. I didn't do anything." I mean, he got on him big time. But when you think about this punishment that has come down on Tom Brady in particular, it's kind of like, well, wait a minute, he wasn't exactly caught with his hand in the cookie jar. What gives? Well, I mean, just because he was not physically touching on those game balls, just the fact that he had some type of acknowledgement about what was going on, that was enough right there for the league to come down hard on Tom Brady. Now, in the release, the NFL said Patriots employees John Jermiski and James McNally have been indefinitely suspended without pay by the club effective as of May 6th. They aren't allowed to be reinstated without the NFL's permission. If they are reinstated, the NFL said that Jardinsky is prohibited from having any role in the preparation, supervision, or handling of footballs to be used in the NFL during the 2015 season. McNally is barred from serving as a locker room attendant for the game officials or having any involvement with the preparation, supervision, or handling of footballs or any other equipment on game day. In the Wells report, it states it is more probable than not that Tom Brady was at least generally aware of the inappropriate activities of McNally and Jermiski involving the release of air from the Patriots game balls. Now, those of you that may be saying, who are these guys exactly that you keep referring to, Lee? Jay McNally is the official's locker room attendant who took the game balls to the field and stopped inside a side bathroom for a minute and 40 seconds with the balls inside. Jermiski is the Patriots' assistant equipment man who prepared the game balls. The two texted about Brady's preference over the air pressure. Brady has said his preference was to have it at a low end of the rule, which is 12 and a half PSI. The issue came about after the AFC Championship game against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, who told the league the day before the game that they had concerns about the air pressure in the Patriots game balls, intercepted a Brady pass in the first half and examined it on the sideline. They told the league and league officials, re-inspected the game balls at halftime and found they were under the minimum allowed by league rules. As we mentioned at the top here, Brady denied any wrongdoing back in January during a long news conference. During it, he said, direct quote, "I have no knowledge of anything." A little more than a week later at the Super Bowl, as you all know, he had one of the greatest performances of his career. I mean, they were practically flawless in the fourth quarter, scoring a bunch of points to take the victory over the Seattle Seahawks. Tom Brady was named the MVP of that game. The issue with punishing Brady is it is all based on conjecture. That's not even really circumstantial evidence. There's really no evidence of Brady's direct participation in any scheme put forth in Wells' report. The report implicates Brady basically because he says he had to have known, not because they had any proof that he did know or stated to either McNally or Jermiski that he wanted the balls deflated after inspection. The report simply doesn't find him guilty. We need to stress that the report simply does not find him guilty. Home in on that. NFL Vice President of Football Operations Troy Vincent, he sent a letter to Brady in part reading, "Your actions has set forth or as set forth in the report clearly constitute conduct detrimental to the integrity of and public confidence in the game of professional football." The Patriots were punished harshly in the videotaping controversy 2007 spy games, as we all had dubbed that. You had Bill Belichick, who was fined $500,000, and the team was fined a quarter of $1 million, and they were stripped of a first round draft pick. So that's pretty much everything that has been going on up to date. Where do I even begin with this now that we've gone through the news? You know, for me, I've been a football fan since I was a kid in the 80s. And I grew up in Chicago, so of course I grew up as far as the Bears go, the Mike Ditka era and all that. And just been thinking past couple of days leading up to this announcement, I've just been thinking about how football has been in my lifetime since I was a kid growing up to now. And it just seems like the past couple of years, when you hear about some of these things that's been happening in football, I mean, you got what's going on or what did went down with Ray Lewis, and then you think about that Rice character and him beating his wife or whatever. I mean, I gave up on the Baltimore Ravens. I just say, you know what, let me just leave these guys alone. I'm done. I can't watch a game now as a result of what all happening with those guys. I found myself coming to the same crossroads with the New England Patriots years back. Now, I don't want folks to get it twisted, but I have no allegiance to one football team. I follow multiple football teams. The teams I really like to check out, if the game is on and I have access to it, I'll check out any game from the Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers, any team Peyton Manning is on. I followed him when he was with the Colts, and now I'm following him over to the Denver Broncos. I love the New York Giants. Who's another? I like the Bears. I think I mentioned the Packers already. Those are my favorites. But I mean, as long as the game's very close and it's like nail biting and downright to the point it might be going into overtime, I'm pumped up for that. But the stuff that's been going on with the New England Patriots, I mean, I refused to watch their games back in the day. And then last couple of years, I've just kind of come back into the fold. I've grown more and more fond of them. And of course, you got scandal and all this other stuff that's floating around their heads. And you're like, "Man, they got a lot to prove." Especially when you think about Tom Brady. And as Jon Stewart so eloquently had put it, Tom Brady, what the hell? You got a hot wife as a supermodel. You got a pretty kid. You got good looks. You got a boatload of money. Why the hell do you need to cheat? He's got the talent. I mean, that's the messed up part. So I'm definitely a little bit conflicted when I hear this. part of me, if I were to just go off of my gut instincts, part of me just kind of says to some acknowledgement, Tom knew in some shape or form what was going on, and that's why the league came down hard on him. I feel I am not sure if Tom Brady and crew are going to try to fight this. I really don't think they should. It's so funny. You think about Patriots, and I don't know. It's like a contradiction when you think about it. But in all seriousness, it just leaves a black mark on the NFL. It's such a great sport, but I mean, you got all this silly crap that's going on. It's kind of hard sometimes to just push all that to the side and just focus on the games, you know? Um, I don't know though. I really don't know. You think back to when that Super Bowl that went past, you think back to the Patriots owner Bob Kraft and the speech he gave talking about, oh, they said that we did this and we had done this and we went in and we beat them. We did everything by the book. You just think about that great speech that he gave, and now he gets punched in the gut with this. He comes off to me like he's a sincere and honest guy, but I don't know, and I really don't know. I would hope that after this type of stuff has gone down, I would hope that going forward, Bob Kraft and crew, they try to make sure that they are running one tight organization, because I would think that if you have one or two more scandals come about, I wonder if the league owners can get together and do a vote and say, "Hey, we want you out of the league," because not everybody can just come in there and say, "I want a football team, damn it." So I can't help but wonder if Kraft and crew are going to try to put some things in motion where the organization is ran more with an iron fist and making sure that his name, his organization, his team doesn't go through this type of scrutiny and controversy ever again. But that's just my thoughts with regards to this. A little bit of mixed reactions from what I see from a majority of fans so far. Some people feel that justice is served. Tom Brady is getting exactly what he deserves. Others feel that, hey, you really need to bring more concrete evidence before you hit Tom Brady up with this stuff. What the hell? Some people are like, okay, it's one thing if you want to take away their draft picks, but disciplining Brady and you don't have 100% concrete proof that Brady's hand was in the cookie jar, and the report clearly states that it didn't find him guilty, yet there's reasonable doubt in there. I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. Post your comments down below. You're for the ruling, you're against it. I want to know. Post it down below. We'll follow up on what y'all have to say this Tuesday night on our live radio edition podcast of the RCWR show, which you can catch on Spreaker.com. All the links you need is in this episode description down below. If you're not going to be able to join us live, have no fear. We also have links provided where you can check us out on the downloads. Episodes are on demand. Great platforms such as iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher. We're all over the place. Just type our name in a Bing or Google search, the RCWR show. And in the meantime, if it's your first time checking us out, I'd love to have you subscribe to us so you never miss out on all the great content we do for you here on a weekly basis, whether it comes to breaking news like what we're doing right now, reviews, fun and insightful interviews. Speaking of interviews, if any of you out there are, I don't know, maybe hardcore wrestling fans or whatnot, or old school wrestling fans, I did a really great conversation with pro wrestling legend Larry Zbyszko. He was recently inducted in this year's WWE Hall of Fame. You'll be able to hear that this Tuesday night on our live podcast. So make sure you show some love and check that out. And if you're new to us, welcome. Love to have you subscribe to us so you never miss out on all the great content we do for you here on a weekly basis. So do hit that subscribe button. Join our growing community, over 10,000 strong and counting. Make sure you give this a thumbs up when you do. You're showing your love and appreciation for us YouTube video creators. Shared us a number of ways. Google Plus it, Facebook it, retweet it. One of the many ways you can spread a good word about us. And you can follow us throughout social media. Twitter, the RCWR Show. Facebook, Infinity One Productions. That's with an E, spell out one. Infinity One Productions. All right, guys, that is going to do it. Until next go round, please all be safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. May the good news be yours. Take care.